welcome to another episode of Don't Quote Us. Today we're going to be going over the movies for summer of 2019 that we're hoping to see. My name's Jeremy.
My name's Steve, and as always, like and subscribe our videos. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, so what we're going to go down here is we're going to be starting with May, going through August, and there are a lot of movies coming out this summer. I thought the spring was packed, summer's just as packed. We're going to start off actually with Detective Pikachu. Detective Pikachu is Ryan Reynolds. Doing Ryan Reynolds. He seems to become now this voiceover guy. You know, what can we say about it other than Pokemon live action?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting looking. If you've seen any of the trailers, it's going to be from a more realistic viewpoint of Pokemon and everything. It looks pretty cool. I'm excited about it. I actually just got done watching Deadpool 2, so I think it's going to be kind of hard to separate the voices and everything like that.
Definitely.
But again, I think this is going to be pretty exciting. It's a new way of seeing Pokemon if you're not really into the anime, and this is going to get you a little bit more, again, from a realistic viewpoint.
Oh,
so.
Definitely. Yeah, just some of them look a little creepy.
Very much so.
But hey, you know, gotta try something new. Also good to see Nintendo opening up some of their franchises and movies. Hopefully we get a Zelda movie at some point. That'd be great.
I thought there was like a Netflix show with Zelda attached to it.
There was a rumor about it, but I don't know if anything's confirmed yet.
I don't know. That would be pretty cool. I would appreciate that just because
yeah.
I think anything nowadays, when it comes down to it, when they really want to establish a character, a story, and everything, why not do a TV show about it? These 10 episode runs and everything, they're 45 minutes to an hour long. That's better than a 3-hour movie, in my opinion.
Definitely, yeah. The Castlevania series.
Yeah. So like I said, in my opinion, I think it's better to go about it with a show versus a movie. But I mean, I'm not.
Yeah, on this, they already are doing a sequel, too. They're already writing a sequel and planning it, so you'll probably get a sequel by 2021. So there we go. All right, and we also have that same day, May 10th, I don't know if I gave that date, but Tolkien comes out, which is about the life and times of J.R.R. Tolkien.
Yep.
And if you're a Lord of the Rings fan or Hobbit fan and want to see a little bit what, this guy's life was like, definitely a way to find that out.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know much about it. But then we go to next week and we have a great movie, a great sequel, John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum.
I'm excited about it. I like the first two movies. I'm definitely going to watch the first two before I go watch the third one.
I have to refresh too.
Action-packed fun. Nothing really crazy in terms of story, but a good story that underlies. And there, it's kind of a seedy underworld, and a guy gets thrown back into the mix. So how could you not like that?
Now, wasn't the first one and second one different directors or something? I heard
that I don't know the exact behind-the-scenes nature of it.
I heard this one's the same director as the second, but they flow together. They work. I think.
I had no issue with the flow of either. Yeah,
it's cool. They're really good action movies if you like action. Keanu Reeves, he's a big main star in them.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen them, go check out chapters 1 and 2, and then May 17th, check out chapter 3.
Ready to go.
You want to hit the 24th? Because I know you're
Aladdin, I'm pretty happy about that. This is going to be the live action version. I'm not sure why he's not happy about it. Again,
it's more of Robin Williams. It's more Robin Williams not being with us, and because he would have been great live action.
Yes.
He's just as expressive in real life as he is animated.
It's the same thing I say about Chris Farley.
Yeah. Chris Farley too.
I mean, what do you want me to say? John Candy. I know we lose a lot of these guys a little bit earlier than we want to, and I'm going to give it a shot. Again, if you know my opinion, if you've watched other videos, I just want to get lost in something for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, even if it's something crappy, because I'm a notorious supporter of the Super Mario's movie.
Yeah,
even
Super Mario Brothers,
It's pretty terrible, but it's terrible in a great way where, I mean, it really, that's my personal opinion, but I can appreciate, movies like Aladdin where it takes a shot in the dark with, Will Smith. He wouldn't have been my personal genie. I think there was a lot of other ones. I think you've actually previously said Louis C.K.
Yeah.
Interesting. That would have been as well. But again, let's give it a shot. We'll go from there. It's got Disney's name attached to it, and I'm not saying they're infallible, but they have a pretty good track record.
It's not going to be bad. It's going to do well. I just don't. I guess you're good at keeping an open mind more than me. I'm very opinionated, and Will Smith I'm not a big Will Smith fan, so.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is all I'm going to say.
It's great. Now, May 31st, I just watched a trailer for this and read about it a little bit. Godzilla King of Monsters, a sequel to the 2014 movie Godzilla with Bryan Cranston.
Excited.
And it actually has the girl from Stranger Things in it.
Yep.
Which I don't know how these are going to be connected, the first two, but it looks good. It looks really action-packed. This is our big summer blockbuster kind of movie.
So, from what I understand, everybody behind the Godzilla movie, they wanted to open up the entire universe. They wanted the monster universe. So now Mothra, Mechagodzilla, like all the big bad guys and everything that Godzilla has to fight, they are now coming.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be very exciting. So. I actually really like the old school Godzilla films and everything like that with the very, very bad voice dubbing and everything. Yeah,
the old school stuff.
It's just small little things like that and a nostalgia hit. And the first Godzilla with Bryan Cranston was really, really good. I thought maybe not really, really good, but it was a really good movie. It kept me engaged with it, even though it was a little bit of a longer movie. It explained everything, I thought, rather appropriately.
Build up the universe a little, start building it up.
Yeah, and then, they have little Easter eggs in there, especially when they go back to this side of the, I guess, island or wherever they're at, where they're not supposed to be because there may be radioactive material.
Yeah,
There's a few Easter eggs in there. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Pay attention to that point. You'll know what I'm talking about.
And if you remember the 1994 one, try to put it out of your mind with Matthew Broderick.
I personally also like that movie too. It's terrible.
That thing is terrible. But you said you like the Mario Brothers movie, though.
Well,
you like your cheese.
It's not just that. I remember, I know we've talked about this too. That was back when that was the heyday of we're going to market the hell out of all our movies.
Yeah.
I mean, if you remember episode 1 of Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
All the Pepsi cans you had to collect them all, right?
Oh, yeah.
Pepsi had Taco Bell, KFC, and Pizza Hut. All of them, they were all wrapped into it. And then Godzilla was also that way. They had a gigantic Godzilla head on top of a cup and everything. So again... I like that stuff.
Yeah, the marketing's not nearly what it used to be on these things.
No, it's definitely not as cool. I think that should come back to a certain degree.
We also that same day have Rocket Man, which is going to be the Elton John story. Not much. I don't know much about this one, but based on Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yep, and other films recently about
Lives and Times of
rock stars, I guess. Yeah, singers. I think it'll be a pretty interesting movie, especially now that Elton John is still around. So I would hope they would have had his opinion heavily involved with it.
Oh, definitely.
I actually did just see a video with him and the actor.
The actor, okay. Could you narrow it down?
Oh, yeah, it's the same guy from Kingsman and everything like that.
Oh, yeah. Now I know who you're talking about, but. I don't know.
For some reason, I'm sure post, he'll put it in right here. But he actually was singing with Elton John, and I thought that was pretty cool.
The older guy or younger guy in Kingsman?
Younger guy.
The younger guy, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Eggy, who plays Eggy.
Eggy, okay. I want to say his last name's like Eagleton or something like that, but it's not that.
I just know Eggy. Yeah. So moving over to June, we got Dark Phoenix on June 7th. This is going to be the last movie under the Fox holding the rights to Marvel movies before they are going to be moved over into Marvel Universe proper, the MCU. I'm happy about that because I have not been a big fan of the X-Men movies. I did see Days of Future Past, but
what was your opinion on it?
Days of Future Past?
Yeah.
It was a good action movie, but it messed up that universe.
No. Okay, hold on. Okay. Let me rephrase this real quick because take the continuity out of it.
Okay. Oh, they did. So
yeah. Take the continuity of it. Take it as a movie where you just so happen to know who everybody is.
Yeah.
What did you think of it that way? Versus we're going to tie everything in.
It was interesting because I knew the Days of Future Past comic story and the concept and such. Throw somebody into the past, try to avert a future where it's just dire. Yeah. It was good. It was good.
I see. That's the way I liked X-Men First Class.
Okay. I like that one a lot. That one was really good. It was a good reboot.
I thought like I said,
especially after Last Stand, which was...
Again, Last Stand wasn't the greatest.
They're trying to undo Last Stand with this thing.
They really are.
They actually riffed on that, I guess, in Apocalypse. They made a comment about the third movie is always the weakest. So I just watched Apocalypse, ironically enough, literally this past week, and they say that the third one's always the weakest. Even though Return of the Jedi, I think, is an amazing movie. It's the weakest of the three, though, if you think. Well, which one would you put weakest? Empire? Star Wars?
Well, definitely not Empire. The bad guys win. Yeah. If you guys know my opinion, Empire's always
the best.
But we're not going to get on this tangent right now. We're not getting on this tangent.
All right.
Because we've already brought up Star Wars once with marketing and everything, so we're good on that. But I will say I'm going to probably go see it I'm not going to guarantee it, actually. You know what? I'm not going to guarantee it. If it comes out, I'll probably watch it. But yeah,
Yeah, it's just I'm happy Marvel's getting them back because I think they're going to be great, and we're going to need some infusion of the Fantastic Four and X-Men franchises after Endgame, which happens here in April. So we'll see what they end up doing with it. Then the same day we have The Secret Life of Pets 2. Watch the trailer for it. Not bad. Harrison Ford actually doing voice acting for a dog character named Rooster in it, and then Louis C.K. is back, in it, and it's just a great kid movie. That adults can enjoy. I don't think it's as as enjoyable for adults as like a Pixar movie, but
I don't think it's on the level of like a Finding Nemo or a Toy Story, but
yeah,
it's a pretty decent franchise. It's got some pretty good jokes in it, but otherwise.
Now the 14th of June here, we get up to Men in Black International.
Yep.
Looks good. Chris Hemsworth, Tessa Thompson as H and M. And then you also have Emma Thompson and Liam Neeson. Emma Thompson's kind of like your Z, I guess. And then Liam Neeson's kind of, I guess, are like Tommy Lee Jones kind of guy, kind of mentor character. And I think it looks good, like a good cast and such. Very action-packed in the trailer, but also a lot of comedy. So,
which is kind of bring it back to Men in Black 1.
Oh yeah,
they had a lot of action into it.
That's why I like it's different. It's different.
It should be different. I think. Did you ever watch the Men in Black cartoon?
No.
The stories in that show were rather good. I think the universe could be explored. And
they had a comic book.
Yeah.
Way back. It started as a comic.
Well,
before the movies. So.
But even so, like with the cartoon, I think it expanded it because I don't know how long the comic book run is. In fact, I know nothing about this, so this
I
is
just have one
news to
issue
me.
of it.
Do you?
That's all. First issue.
I thought the cartoon was actually really good, and I remember watching it pretty consistently and everything. It didn't have Will Smith or Tommy Lee Jones as the voice actor, but who they had was pretty good.
Yeah. No, that's great. I just love when they build a universe and aren't just trying to redo it. And this looks like it's building it. Hence the international. That same day we have Shaft 2019. Now this is actually a sequel. I looked it up. It's a sequel to Shaft 2000, which had Samuel L. Jackson in it. He's in this reprising a role. Now it wasn't a reboot though.
Right.
He was actually the nephew of the original Shaft.
Well, there you go.
And in this one, he's in it, and his son or something is J.J. Shaft is there. But the original Shaft is also going to be in the movie.
Oh, that'll be pretty cool. That'll be a neat premise. That might be something I'd see. That might be something I'd see.
So it's kind of be cool. I think you probably want to see the 2001 if you're going to see this.
Yeah.
But it does continue. So this could be considered the fifth in the franchise of the Shaft movies. At least that's how it's written up on Wikipedia. So don't quote us. Then the 21st, the next week, we got what?
Toy Story 4, which
I was shocked they did it, though.
I'm not shocked.
I thought they stopped at
3. When it really comes down to it, nostalgia hits, it sells, and we're now at the age where I saw it as a kid. I have a lot of friends who also have kids around the same age where, what? I saw Toy Story as a kid, so guess what? We're going to see Toy Story as a kid. So it's pretty smart, I think, in the grand scheme of things of making money. If the story's good, why not?
Yeah, and I like the premise. This is in the trailer, so it's not really a spoiler. But you find out what happened to Bo Peep because she's in the first one, and then the second movie she's just gone. I think by the second movie she's gone. So
well, I think they had to have another love interest for Woody.
Well, yeah, Woody didn't really have one.
No, besides Bo Peep, and then
she disappeared, and
then she disappeared, and
then
that was
high and dry.
Wasn't Jessie?
No, Jessie was with Buzz.
Oh, that's right. I do not know my Toy Story facts, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to have to bone up.
Yeah,
so here we are.
Same day, though, we have something on the flip side of toys.
Child's Play.
Child's Play remake.
Yep. Did I not just read that Mark Hamill's actually the voice of Chucky?
Oh, he could be. I mean, if he's doing anything like his Joker in Batman the Animated Series from the 90s, that would be very creepy and good.
Yeah, I believe so. Again, don't quote us. I believe I did just read the story on that.
He could have been the original Chucky. I don't know.
I don't. No, he definitely wasn't.
He wasn't?
No.
Okay.
No, he wasn't. But Mark Hamill's an amazing voice actor.
He is.
He really is.
Guy's got range.
Yes, very much so.
Guy's got range. Very creepy voice actor at times. The next week, we have the 28th, we have the movie Yesterday.
Yep, so it's going to be based in the, I'd say, Beatles universe because now they, have a few movies out there. More or less, a musician gets into an accident, he wakes up, and the Beatles have never existed.
but he remembers all their songs and remembers them and everything.
Yep. And if, again, you've ever listened to the Beatles, which I'm assuming you have.
Most people have.
You can pretty much listen to the songs and let it go and go and go and go.
Yeah.
And there's so many good ones to the point where it's the catalog is absolutely amazing. And that's essentially what he brings to the world. It's a pretty unique, I think, side to the Beatles music. So I definitely go see this.
I think
Again,
it's going to be interesting.
just like Rocket Man, the Beatles have a great story behind them. So something being captured on film is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So
July.
moving to July, we have Spider-Man Far From Home. This will be the first MCU movie after Endgame, maybe giving us a little bit of more insight into the aftermath of Endgame and where maybe they're going to take the universe. We don't really know at this time because they've held off on any further announcements, MCU, really, other than the Eternals movie. So,
which they should have, because if you went and saw Captain Marvel, you... Unless you came in late, you saw a Spider-Man trailer. And
right before it.
my opinion, I think that was a little Bush League. It shouldn't have been done that way.
But we know that was probably Sony's call. And
It was
not fully Marvel. Sony's afraid of... I mean, the last Spider-Man 2 movie, you know, was the Amazing Spider-Man 2, and it did not do well.
No.
Sony lost their butts on it. And, well... They made enough to make the money back, but that's not a success these days with these studios.
True.
And with this, they want to just get it out there, make sure people know about it. They didn't want to wait till May to start telling people, hey, in less than 2 months, you got a movie coming.
It's true.
So.
No, don't get me wrong. I understand it, and if you're gonna throw your trailer in the front of Captain Marvel, you know. Everybody's gonna see it. Like everybody's gonna be, exposed to the trailer. Especially if you're gonna go see Marvel, you're gonna probably want to go see Spider-Man. Now that you are going to associate Spider-Man with Marvel, even though I mean that by Marvel Studios.
Yes. Yeah.
He is definitely in the Marvel universe,
He's in the
Marvel
MCU,
Studios, but Fox does. Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man. So I understand why Sony did it, but again. Spoilers.
Yeah, it did a little bit. Moving on, it looks like 2 weeks go by, and then we get The Lion King, which I am surprised that Disney's doing two of the bigger live-action movies in the same year. I thought they did. I didn't think we'd get like Aladdin and then The Lion King, like boom, right?
I didn't think so either, but you know
That's
what?
crazy to me.
Mean, they have so, and we've talked about this in other videos, they have so many properties out there that I think not that they're going to cannibalize each other, I think it's going to be inevitable that they're going to have so much out there that it kind of is what it is.
Yeah, oh wow, and I didn't even think of the fact that this is a little bit Disney stepping on Sony and themselves in a way. But they put it out 2 weeks, so, I mean, by the third week, you start dropping anyway.
Yeah, and
usually then.
And again, these are summer movies where you're almost kind of geared more towards, you're going to go to the movies because there are these blockbusters and everything like that.
It's nice out, so you want to go inside.
Yeah, I really do think that it doesn't really matter. Disney's going to be pumping these movies out left and right. Think of how many intellectual properties they have. I mean,
yeah, they have a lot they can do live action. They definitely have a catalog, and then they have Lucasfilm, and they have Fox now, and they have Marvel and Pixar,
and then think about this. I mean, now they have like Avatar and everything, right? Where James Cameron's talking about filming underwater and everything.
Yeah.
Well, they have Little Mermaid filming underwater. You know what I'm saying? Now they're so large that they can now kind of share technology. It's kind of crazy. You may not like that only one company owns 65% of what's coming out.
Feels like 75 at this point.
Or quite possibly. But it's still kind of cool if the synergy kind of happens with that kind of stuff, because it leads to better movies for all of us.
Yeah, it does. That's true. Week later, we have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And now I did look up, this is his 9th movie, Quentin Tarantino's 9th movie, and he said he was going to make 10 movies.
Okay, so we did talk about this previously.
Yeah, we've talked about it. And I mean, he's talking about making 10 just great movies, and that's all he wants to make. And he says he's still sticking to that. So we'll see. Kill Bill did count only as one. Both parts counted as one movie.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, one big 4-hour long movie,
I mean, I personally really like the Quentin Tarantino.
I love him. He does so many great things that I love. Long takes where it's not fast cuts all the time. He does unique things. He's not afraid to push the envelope.
And the story behind it, and he gets the actors that are able to take it to another level.
Oh, yes, 100%. Uma Thurman, Kill Bill. People talk nowadays about, Captain Marvel and Wonder Woman, these female heroines.
Yep.
Maybe not a heroine in Kill Bill, Uma Thurman, but a strong female lead. And
very much so.
Amazing role.
I couldn't agree more. But most of his movies do have those strong female leads.
Oh, yeah.
It's in every single one of those movies. Again, I've only seen a few of his movies once, like Django Unchained.
Okay. Oh, I love that.
But that's
Jamie Foxx.
If you've seen it, you pretty much love it. It really is. But it's a long movie. It's a detailed movie.
Yes.
Again, Sam Jackson's in it.
Yep.
I mean, you get some real big
He usually is
actors.
if Quentin Tarantino's doing it. I mean, he's in almost every one of them.
For good reason.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
And great director. So I'm intrigued with this one, especially since it just hit the kind of internet a few weeks ago.
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio's in it. Big
kind of
lead.
blew up and everything, which I'm excited for.
Yeah, I'll probably actually go see this. There'll probably be I don't know. I think I saw Kill Bill in the theater, but I'm definitely thinking this one I'll be going to see in the theater. August, we get around to August finally, and we got on August 2nd a couple big movies. We have Dora and the Lost City of Gold.
I have no interest in this. I'm not going to lie. I won't lie to any of you.
But for our younger viewers, it's off the Nickelodeon series, aging her up and having her return to the jungle for some mission. It'll be interesting, it's taking that whole animated, moving it to live action, seeing if it works, and these studios are looking to do that with anything they can these days. Hit the nostalgia button,
Live action Dexter's Laboratory.
don't joke about those.
I'm not joking about it. I literally thought about that. Okay, that'd be kind of interesting. Yeah. Sorry, that was just off on a random tangent.
They could do live action, Powerpuff Girls, anything.
Again.
There you go.
If it's good, I will go and see it.
Yeah.
I don't mind spending money on things that I like, so
life's too short.
Thank you very much. I couldn't have said it better.
Okay, now this second one, I'm gonna let you speak on since you're
Hobbs
more
and
of a
Shaw. So it's in the same Fast and the Furious universe, more or less. Idris Elba's the bad guy in it. If you've seen any of the trailers, he apparently has some superpowers along with that. I don't want to say over dramatic like superpowers, but it looks. He's punching doors down that no modern man should be able to. I don't even care.
Super Soldier then.
Yeah, a little bit. So it's going to be pretty interesting. But again, if you like just movies that you can turn your brain off and see fast cars go fast and big guys hit each other, pretty much that's all it really has to be said.
Only one I've seen is Tokyo Drift. Because I love Japanese. I love anime.
You saw the most random one, but don't get me wrong. Tokyo Drift, I think, is one of the better movies that at the time I'm like, why are we going to Tokyo now after, where we just were in the Fast and Furious universe? But it ends up being pretty damn good story-wise.
I had no idea why they were there, what was going on fully, but I liked it. It was still entertaining.
That's all right.
That's what matters. Now, this same day, supposedly, according to the site I found this listing on, The New Mutants is coming out from Fox. Now, from what I've heard, the reshoots have not yet started, and the actors are wondering, is it going to even be released? So potentially we have The New Mutants, and it's supposed to be like a horror superhero movie, which is a cool idea because we haven't had that yet. We haven't really had a horror take. We keep going action movie, and maybe a little bit of mystery movies with the superhero stuff, but more so action straight up. Here we're going to take a turn and go into the horror realm, and I think that's a cool idea because if that opens up, then you can go and do a Blade movie, bring Blade back, bring those kind of things. And Marvel does have a lot of that stuff. Maybe try to bring Ghost Rider back since that's kind of been a train wreck.
I didn't mind the first one, but I know that Ghost Rider is going to be a tough one. I know Punisher because I think Sony does own those, or somebody else owns those properties, if I'm not mistaken.
They both reverted, I think, back to Marvel because they didn't make enough movies within a certain amount of time. They have to make a movie I think it's every 5 to 7 years, otherwise the rights revert. That's how it supposedly works. So don't quote us.
Yes.
But those may be back in the care of Marvel at this point.
If that's the case, then I'm all right with bringing everybody back to the fold. Punisher, Ghost Rider especially, they're all very different movies.
Yeah.
especially from The Punisher, because I think you have two. You have the one with Thomas Jane, and then you have the one with Ray Stevenson.
Well, there's actually been 3 then.
3? So what's the third one?
Who was in that? I'll put it down here. I don't know off the top of my head. There was the guy who fought Rocky. I thought he was one, Dolph Lundgren or somebody. I thought it was.
No, that was Ray Stevenson.
No, there was Dolph Lundgren. Okay, we'll look it up. We'll put it down here if I'm right, or I'll point to Arrow who's right with some big flashing lights or something.
But no, I wouldn't mind them bringing everything back into the fold now that it's in Marvel with the New Mutants, especially before we get off on another tangent, which sometimes does happen. It's pretty close to the Fox crossover. Yep. I don't know if Disney's kind of just saying, hey,
if it's too much of a train wreck, they're just maybe going, just scrap it.
That may be the case, because we've seen when when Disney rushes certain things, like a lot of people didn't see Solo, they didn't like that movie because it was released so close to The Last Jedi. There could be something with that with the New Mutants.
Yeah, so, we'll see. But August 9th, you know more about this. You and my wife are looking forward to this.
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I actually just read another article about the artistry behind it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about it. It's supposed to be very... It's the images in the books that really drive home the story.
That's what she says too, my wife. She says it's just they're horrifying images.
And I believe that's what the director wanted to go with. He wanted to go more horror versus like slasher, scary.
Yeah, jump scare.
Yeah. It's going to be more from the horror aspect of it, which I think is pretty cool. I will definitely go see this. I'm excited for it. I'm trying to stay relatively spoiler-free in terms of visuals, but I don't mind reading articles on it because I'm obviously not going to see anything, but I'm excited for this movie.
Well, August 16th ends out the month with 2 big ones. Well, 2 smaller ones, I guess. Big ones for kids. Angry Birds 2, which I did like the first Angry Birds. I don't know if I'll be into this one. I've gotten away from ever playing those games years ago. I know you're not a big fan of the Angry Birds first movie.
I accidentally bought the movie because I hit the A button too many times, and I decided to watch it, and it was... instant buyer's remorse.
But the other one, Playmobil movie, I did watch a trailer for it.
Okay.
So it looks like what it is actually a couple of kids get sucked into the Playmobil world. So it's basically people from the real world become Playmobil figures,
Interesting.
Those ones that kind of move, they look a little like Lego people.
Definitely not Legos.
But it's an interesting idea to try something different, and try another one of these movies, kind of because the Lego movie, the first one at least, was successful. I don't think the second one did as well, but the first one was really successful and a great movie.
Yeah.
Everything was awesome.
Everything was awesome.
But that basically rounds it out. The biggest months, definitely June is crazy here. May is crazy. August it starts
heavy loaded. It's heavy loaded at the very beginning,
Yes.
and then it tapers off, which is probably a good thing. That's when kids start going back to school and everything like that. So.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why they want to get those out there before that happens. But, if we didn't mention any movies, leave a note in the comments about them. Or if there's any of these movies you are excited to see, let us know and let us know why, because we're definitely interested to hear your thoughts. Anything else you want to add?
That's pretty much it. And as always, I'm Steve.
I'm Jeremy.
Don't quote us.